Hey, Skillbot here. This is a quick video, I hope, of cleaning the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body on a 3rd gen Eclipse. As you can see, I've already taken some things apart to save time. There was a airbox top here. You'll want to remove it. I removed 4 bolts that connect the top of the box to the housing here, the mass airflow sensor housing. The clamp is loose. Slide to the back. That clamp's loose, and this hose is loose. So now I will be able to, once I get another free hand to move some stuff, I'll be able to pull that out from underneath from the engine, and that is all you got to do to get to the stuff that you need to clean. So now that the air tube, for lack of a better word, is out of the way, one thing, let me caution this here: be careful that you don't crack it. That'll create a vacuum leak and you'll have all kinds of issues, and we'll have to seal it or replace it. So I'm going to start doing the throttle body. Throttle body is right here. If you push down here, that will open it. Oh, this one is quite sticky. And I'm going to use throttle body and air intake cleaner. Make sure it's throttle body, not carb cleaner, and make sure to read all your warnings and stuff on the back. Make sure that it will work on yours. On the mass airflow sensor, you'll want to do the same thing, because some of the Mitsubishis require specific stuff that not all of your mass airflow sensor cleaners comply with. So make sure before you spray anything on them that you verify that they are good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take and spray some in the throttle body. Alright, I'm also going to open it and spray some in. And I'm also going to spray some on the rag. This one may be a little too dirty. There's maybe a clean spot. Spray it with throttle body, and then I'm going to stick it in there, in the throttle, in the opening there, and wipe it out. So that's how you'll want to clean it. Hopefully this will show up. If you saw how dirty it was before when I opened it, you'll see that it's much cleaner. It's not perfectly shiny, but it's much cleaner than it was right around that butterfly. This car has 165,000 miles on it, still runs solid, and this is one of the things you got to do every once in a while to make sure that it stays running that way. Let's see, so I took the mass airflow sensor body off of this, and it was really stuck on there. It's also cold today, that didn't help. Looking in from the air filter side, it's got the hex honeycomb front that is quite dirty. I don't know if it'll show up well on the camera, but it's really nasty. That centerpiece hanging down in the middle, right in front of it is a sensor. That's what you got to get all that clean. I'll show you from the back. That's from the back side. There's a little, possibly another sensor there. You'll want to get it clean. Do not touch them with your hands or anything else if you can help it. But that is what we will be cleaning. And don't take those off. You don't have to take those off. That's whatever reason. If you pull that off, you're not going to get to anything you can clean. It's just some contacts in there. It's kind of an odd way to make them. But mass airflow sensor cleaner, again, make sure that it's for your car, because some of them will actually say not for Mitsubishi. I think Lexus has some stuff as well that takes special, I won't say special, but it's a slightly different requirements. So make sure yours will work on a Mitsubishi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray all in here from both directions. I'm not going to wipe anything. I'm just going to spray it with the cleaner and let the cleaner do the work. Alright, and just so you can see, I'm going to spray it a little bit at an angle, try to clean that honeycomb. And I'm going to spray it right in that center. Try to get that clean. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to spray it all off inside here, and especially get that little sensor there, but I'm not touching it with anything. Don't touch it. If you can look at it, and I don't think it's going to show on this camera. I'll get it as close as I can. You can see that it's shiny. It's not that dirty. If yours is really, really dirty, where it's got to be either cleaned or replaced, last, worst case scenario, use a Q-tip and spray some with some of the mass airflow sensor cleaner on the Q-tip, and just dab at it to get any sort of caked on goop off of there. Again, don't be very careful with it. Only do that if your only choice is replacing it. If your only option is to replace it, because if you mess it up, you will be replacing it. So just spray it good. You can let it set for a while. Spray it, let it set for a couple minutes, spray it again. Let's get it nice and clean. And while it's sitting, what you can do, if yours is like mine, you got a nasty air box, clean that air box out, vacuum it out, get all that trash out, clean your air filter, replace it, and then once that's clean, you just put it all back together again. So I put the air tube, started with this, putting it back together, slid this back on to the throttle body. It's still loose. Then I connected the vacuum line here. It'll focus. I think it's focused. There it goes. Put this mass airflow sensor body onto the hose. It's still loose. I slid the support. I put the top of the box after cleaning. And by the way, I wiped all this off, except for I didn't touch anything, including the honeycomb on this. I then put the top of the box into the throttle body, mass airflow sensor body here. Put the air filter in and then set this down on it. So I can lock the air box in place. Now everything is as it will be, is in position wise. I will now go through, tighten these up, put the nuts back on the 4 bolts, including having this there, and then plug the mass airflow sensor in, start her up, and hopefully it'll purr like a kitten. If you get too much throttle body cleaner in it, you may have a bit of a hesitation when it goes to start, but don't worry about that. It will evaporate, so don't worry. You're not going to do any damage with the throttle body cleaner spraying it in there. If you spray too much, just let it sit. It'll evaporate. Alright, it's all together. One thing let me caution you on: do not over tighten any of it. The nuts here, don't over tighten those. Don't over tighten this. And by the way, this is 10 mil. Those are 10 mil. And this is just a Phillips. Oh wait, you don't have to take those off. And don't. Let's see if it'll start. This is my first time trying to start it after the cleaning. As you can see, it didn't want to start right away because it still had that throttle body cleaner in it. But now it's idling nicely. So there you guys, you can see 165,000. Woo! It's been a solid car. I've had it since 2001, new. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you got any questions, please ask. If it was helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.